In this module, we're going to continue with the Architecture tab, and we're going to talk about the exterior and interior automated dimensioning tools. We have tools for those also that are dim targets, align dims, and combine dims. So if you were to add a dim or you had a loose dimension that should be part of a string, you can combine it to a string. So let's start off by picking exterior, and this is where we can configure what we want to do. On the drop down on configuration, I have one already set up so we can take a look at it, called Quick View, just QV. And what it shows is 4 dim targets with different locations. So we have dim target type, target location, and where the very first chain starts from the outside of the house. So we start 3 foot away from the finished face of the house and then 1 foot thereafter. If we needed to add an additional chain, we just say add chain. And now that you see it 4, you can go in there and change that dimension if you needed to. Or remove a chain. You say I do not need this one, so you can get rid of it. And you can also add a row. So if we just said add row, we could just continue on. So let me delete row, and let's just use these configurations that I have currently. They're going to be overall core face, intersecting walls, core center, openings center, and it doesn't look like I need this E, so let's get rid of it. Under selection set, you'll see that we have a single exterior wall, single exterior side based on wall selection. These are mainly for our option program, because when you have pieces of an option and you only want to dimension some of it, that's what that's designed for. But for our house, it's not optioned. It's a whole home, so we're going to pick all exterior sides. Auto run places dim targets and dimensions. So what we need is dim targets are going to be placed on every one of these different areas that we have. We can move those around because we do use an option program, and we can move those, pull them back, and it will not affect the walls touching the dimension. Typically in Revit, if you pick a wall, you can change the dimension, and that would move the wall. That's where we made this just a little bit different for our options, so it's easier to place a dimension. Underneath dim style, I'm just going to pick one that's in the template. Diagonal is the best one, I think. Let's say OK. I like my settings. Window the whole plan, say finish. And we have just about all the dimensions we need. I see a couple that need to be rearranged, not many. So let's go ahead and do that. This overall in the back really could catch all the intersecting walls. So let's go ahead and just pull this one back. And just place it right there. You can either place it on the target or the wall. It's up to you. So I'm going to place mine on the target. Continue on. You can go to modify dimensions, edit witness line, and as long as that's still selected, you can just keep on going. So I'm going to go tag that, and then tag here, and then off into space to finish that. Hit escape a couple times, and there's your dimensions for the back. Now to change the side, it looks like we've got everything pretty good. That we just need to continue on with a dimension. So what we're going to do is just pick this. Again, we can use the dimension and do edit witness line. Just go where we need to go with it. Over to the end here. I have to grab it there, and then out here in space, and then we have our dimensions. So this side is looking almost correct. This second string could catch these walls where need be. So what we need to do is just edit those by edit witness line. We can just pick right on top of those. Pick right at the wall. And then finish her off and pick into space. It looks like we have a couple that are doubled up. I personally wouldn't want to see this one. So I'm going to hover select, I'm going to be over the top of it, hit tab, click my mouse button, and then just hit delete. So this is what I want to see, and actually we could get rid of this one as well. So let's pick this with the tab, then click with our mouse, and then hit delete. So now we have those finished out. On the front, looks like this is pretty good. This is going to the end, going to the center. We actually need to catch the end of this wall, so we need to modify this string. So I'm going to pick this, edit witness line, and just pick where I need to go. I might need to go a little higher, so I'll make sure to grab the end of the wall. And then I can click into space here, or I notice that we need one here as well. I can just come over here and add that. And it looks like we're good to go on the rest of that, so we'll just click off into space. We do have one dimension missing that we'll have to manually do. So we can use just the regular dimensioning tools for that. And we have everything on this side. We actually have one more extra than we need, so we don't need 3 strings on this side. We only need 2. On the interior, we have different types of interior dimensions that we could do. We could use this on trusses, we could use this on line work or beams or walls. A lot of different ways that you can do this, and you can save your configuration when you're done. So on the walls, we're going to say core face start. That's our base style that we have built inside here. We just have base style, beams, and trusses. So if we pick this, it's going to exclude any dimension less than 3.5. I don't want to catch anything that's 3.5 or smaller. I always want it to catch something larger than that. And we want to dimension to the elements. So there are targets and dims. There's just different ways to put them there. Add a target to a chain. We're just going to do dimension to elements on the interior for walls. So if we do this, we just pick on the outside here, and then you can tab select there, and you have your dimension pull through. It's pulling through to the left. That goes to the left, and we might want to take this one, put it on the outside. In the same way, we can run through the house, interior, same choices. And what we'll have to do with this one is just pull this down to the outside. Now we can run the entire house, interior, keep those changes. Oops, yeah, let me put it in there. So we need to take that, move it to the outside, finished up. The last one looks like we could scroll in, and then I'm going to do my interior dimension, those settings, to this wall, and then hit escape. And if I need to make any changes, like this 5'6", I can just pull it to the outside. And that is automated dims.